morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, Sudhanshu. Welcome to this panel of August panel of interviewers. You are
Thank you,
appearing for the panel for IES mock interview.
Yes,
So
sir.
before we start, please introduce yourself. Very brief, 3-4 sentences. Then we'll start
Yes, sir.
the formal.
Yes, sir.
Sudhanshu,
Sir,
meanwhile, please switch on your video.
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
Can't see you.
Okay, ma'am, are you able to see me?
Yes, very much. Loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself.
Sir, I, Sudhanshu Mahajan, come from Jammu City. Sorry, sir. I, Sudhanshu Mahajan, come from Jammu City. I did my schooling from St. Peter High School and 12th from KNIT Jammu. I did my BTech from NIT Srinagar in 2018, and after that I started pursuing for engineering service examination, and I also gave GATE 2020 and joined IIT Madras as structural engineer MTech. MTech.
Okay, Sudhanshu, you are from Jammu. You are basically from Jammu.
Yes, sir.
But you have done your BTech from Srinagar.
Yes, sir.
NIT Srinagar. Now, tell us something about what is the developmental changes. I mean, developmental challenges, not changes. Developmental challenges in the valley. Development challenges as a civil engineer. I'm talking about a civil engineer. Now, suppose now they are a district, Jammu Kashmir, and is one district now. So now it's one unit. Ladakh is now. Suppose you are in charge of the chief engineer, the entire Jammu and Srinagar. Now, what are the infrastructural challenges in the valley, especially valley? And suppose in a policy, you are in charge of policy there. In a short term, you can short-term policy, you can draw long-term policy. So for basic infrastructural thing, how will you plan? Short-term, medium term, maybe a little bit of medium term also, and maybe in a long term, so especially the valley. And with special reference to all the other challenges like the border challenges, the infiltration by our enemy, I mean the border, our so-called quote-unquote neighbor, those challenges. So taking all that into account, how will you plan and a civil engineering, the structural, infrastructural paradigm, I mean in the plan of action, or you can mapping valley region.
Yes, sir. Sir, since as a civil engineer, our job is to ensure the structural integrity of a building. So since the main forces that are acting on our union territory of Jammu and Kashmir is earthquake force, since the Srinagar zone lies in zone 5. So earthquake is one of the major concern in designing of a building of any structure in this valley. Just like for that, we can it comes in short-term prospect. We can ensure that the structures that are created are sufficiently ductile, so that the forces that are the forces that are transferred by earth are equally resisted and not ensuring any failure. Also, we can ensure that the structures that we create are stiff, as well as they don't have any any irregularities in the plan area, so that the earthquake force is smoothly transferred. Also, sir, from the infiltration point of view, I can say that the army personnel need our civil engineer expertise in the construction of bunkers and all bunkers and other prospects which will help us to prevent the infiltration. We can create a wall along the border from the zones which are highly perceivable to the infiltrations. We can ensure from the infiltration point of view, and also can say that since it is prone to since it has been seen in the past, there are chances of being explosive activities on the buildings or structures that are created. We can also design it for blast-proof construction for our major projects like the Janab Bridge and other bridges. We can ensure blast-proof loading. And sir, I believe there is some change in there should be a meaningful talk with the people of the Srinagar Valley, so that they understand that the so that they understand that it is for the betterment that the civil engineers are ensuring their safety in this regard, sir.
Okay. Now, what about the? Do you think there is a huge potential of hydroelectric power generation in the Srinagar? I'm talking about the Srinagar Valley, and if it is, then how will you ensure? Because now it is the non-conventional energy is the buzzword. Now all the over they say coal and fossil fuel energy is on the way out, and nuclear power takes a long time to kind of. India doesn't have only 1 or 2% nuclear power about that energy needs. So now hydroelectric power is still untapped. There are a lot of untapped potential. No, that region valley is a source, is a perennial source. But do you think it has been tapped properly, fully potential? And if not, then as a chief engineer, how will you kind of advise the government? This is basically the hydroelectric power corporation and the government of India, the Ministry of Power and Water. How will you advise as a chief engineering chief? You are in charge of the entire region.
Yes, sir. Sir, I believe that the hydropower potential of our state is still not yet fully utilized. Since many rivers flow from our Srinagar and J&K unit territory, like the Indus River, the Jhelum River, the Chenab River. So, although some of the projects that have been constructed, like the Bagaliar Dam, the Krishnanagar, sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall that. Sir, other dams have been created, but I believe since there are a lot of challenges that are faced in the hydropower projects. One is the environmental impact, and other is the making people understand about the benefits of the hydropower project. Since these are some of the factors which can be made clear from my respect, I can make the people know that this is for their beneficial only, so that I can also guide our government so that some of the major projects which are in our which should be installed by the end of 2030, which should start from this from our state, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Bhattacharya. Will you please?
Yes. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sudhanshu.
Yes, sir.
Are you listening? You are not listening.
Sorry, sir.
Sudhanshu.
Yes, sir.
Sudhanshu?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Yes, sir.
I can hear you, but your
no, he is visible. Not yes. Anyway. Visible. He's visible. You go ahead. He's
visible. Should I put in earphones?
No. It's okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Small civil engineering question.
Yes, sir.
What is transition curve? Why it is provided?
Sir, transition curve is... So a transition curve is provided. Yes, sir. A transition curve is provided. Yes, sir. Mostly in vertical curves and horizontal curves, so that a straight road can be joined with the curve, sir, without any discomfort to the traveling person, sir. Traveling vehicle.
Yeah, good. What is bearing capacity of soil?
So bearing capacity is the ability of the soil to sustain load without any failure, sir.
Okay. Normally, how much bearing capacity is required for foundation of a building?
Sir, around 100 to 150 kilonewton per meter square.
100 to 150 kilonewton. Ton per meter square में 10 to 15. Okay. Then you tell me, what are the various different types of footings used in building works?
Sorry, sir. Please, can you repeat?
Different type of footing used in building work.
Yes,
Footings.
sir. So depending upon the soil condition and the amount of loading, we can give the either deep footing or shallow footing. For shallow footing, we have isolated footing, the raft footing, and the combined footing. For deep footing, we have the pile foundations.
Okay. Pile. What are the various types of piles used?
Yes, sir. So on the basis of their action is end-bearing pile, friction pile, or combined pile. On the basis of material, that is concrete, steel, or timber. So on the basis of their installation is a driven pile or board-in pile. And sir, on the basis of expansion, we can provide under-reamed pile, sir.
Very nice. Then you tell me, what is raft foundation? Why it is provided? Why you go for raft?
Sir, actually, your voice is breaking. Please, can you repeat, sir?
Now, I am asking, what is foundation? Raft.
Yes, sir.
R-A-F-T,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
raft foundation.
Yes, sir. So raft foundation is provided when raft or mat foundation is provided whenever the bearing capacity of soil is not able to it's not very good, and we cannot provide isolated footings. Also, since there is no hard strata or the soil conditions are not good for good for pile foundation, so we provide a mat foundation or raft foundation which equally distributes the load and provides a good foundation for this.
Little bit digressed. Actually, normally raft foundation is provided on two issues. One is when individual footing is covering more than 50%.
50%.
Then we
Yes,
go for raft.
yes, sir.
And then when there is a change in strata in the same area, then we go for raft instead of individual. Okay. Last question. Rehabilitation and retrofitting of structure.
Yes, sir. So retrofitting is providing the strength of the structure, which is already been.
Why this strength is required?
So because of
is required?
So because of failure in the strength due to an external loading, sir, we can like the earthquake or other things due to its failure.
Suddenly, why it should come? Suddenly, why it should come? I have constructed building 10 years back, 20 years back. Suddenly, load from where it comes?
So due to earthquake forces or due to settlement and due to settlement.
What is rehabilitation of structure? You tell me. No.
Sorry, sir. I'm not able to recall the particular definition, sir.
So, first thing when you have answered, rehabilitation means structure has gone bad, whatever may be the reason, maybe earthquake, maybe anything. We want to restore its original strength. This is rehabilitation. Retrofitting means we want to give extra strength. Why? Maybe I have 30 years back when code was different. Now code has changed. So I have to update. I have to construct 2-story building, 4-story now. So I have to update. Okay, that's good. Now over to M.
Hi, Sudhanshu. How are you?
Hello, ma'am. Thank you. I'm good.
Okay, where are you coming from? Like, are you still in Jammu?
Yes, ma'am. I'm still in Jammu only.
You are still in Jammu. Okay, how is the weather there?
Ma'am, it's actually quite cold here.
Okay. Okay. So I just want to have a curiosity to know that while constructing our house in Rajasthan, 10 feet from one side and a 12, 13 feet from another side, there was a veranda to be taken as a cantilever, projected structure. And we never wanted to give pillars from the down. To reduce the weight, and I don't know like what all. So what material could be used inside as a filler?
Ma'am, we can use a lightweight concrete. We can use fly ash in respect to the sand, so that the self weight is quite less. Also, we can taper the veranda so that the end moment generated can be less. And
any
we can
other local material can be used. Any other local material can be used as a filler.
Sorry, ma'am, I don't know about the topography of the Rajasthan.
So let me tell you, because this has really happened. That's why I'm telling you that they filled the earthen pot. Matka hota hai na?
Yes, ma'am.
छोटे छोटे मटके अंदर रख के मतलब उसको फिर fill किया.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a technique which is used, which is a local material, which is very, very useful and very, very good. So, it is not that what you know by practice and science, but the local knowledge is equally important. While you are on any project, you should know that what are the local things around. Okay. Yes. Coming to another dimension of a question. Have you seen any of the historical places which you like a lot?
Ma'am, there is Bow Fort in our city that I like a lot.
आप अपनी city से बाहर नहीं गए हैं?
मैम गया हूँ.
कहाँ गए हैं?
मैम दिल्ली में.
दिल्ली में क्या देखा है? अच्छा, दिल्ली में क्या देखा है? दूर से ही सही क्या देखा है? कुतुब मीनार देखा कि कुछ और देखा?
कुतुब मीनार देखा. Yes, ma'am.
उसकी स्पेशलिटी बताओ. As a civil engineer, I don't want a normal onlooker to tell me something about Qutub Minar. I want to see you through the perspective of a civil engineer.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, since it's also known as the iron pillar, so whole material used is iron, and it is since the soil conditions are not that good in that area, but still it's able to resist the load without any settlement. And I'm sorry, I won't guess, ma'am. I know this much only.
You don't want to guess. I'm happy that you didn't guess. I'm happy that you didn't do that. Okay. Now let me ask you another question. That in the Kashmir area, there are a lot of floating, things like floating market or floating vegetable and flower market. Can you tell me something more about it?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the main markets or the main attractions are in the Dal Lake only, the Dal Lake and the Nagin Lake. Since it is quite of aesthetic value and is responding to tourists, so most of them have houseboat also, so that people can rent these places, and then they can also shop for the materials by renting on these houseboats only.
That is the only reason why there is floating farming also done there?
No, ma'am. Since most it's the soil is actually fertile for lotus and other lotus stems. So it is actually one of the major crops which is crops which is grown there.
Okay, I'm showing you a particular item. You will have to tell me what it is and what are the 5 best uses that comes to your mind immediately.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so see this.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it is a razor blade. It is used to cut hairs on our beard. It can be used for cutting any material which has strength less than its which has toughness less than its toughness of the razor blade. It can be used for cutting any material.
Barring cutting, anything else? Cutting तो फिर तुम कहोगे कागज काट लिया, नाड़ा काट लिया, पत्ता काट लिया, ऐसे थोड़ी. I want you to think differently.
Yes, ma'am. Can I take 1 minute?
1 minute? 60 seconds
1
are
minute is
already
too much.
over. Already over.
I can only think of cutting with it only.
No worries. No worries. No worries. No worries at all. So one more, last question I want to ask is related with your area. Like if you are an engineer to take care of repairs and maintenance in one of the major projects of, hydropower station, okay? And suddenly you see that there is the huge erection which has come down and there is a possibility of workers who might have been under the debris. What would be your first action?
My first action would be ensure that the life of my employees are safe, and ensure that if possible, we can we can make sure that they are, if possible, we can recover them without any harm. If not, we will try to ensure that no further casualties occur in that regard, and completely block off that area. And the other aspect is to ensure why the failure of this structure occurred and why.
मेरे बच्चे वो तो बहुत late आएगा, Sudhanshu. All these things would be, what would be the first action is what I'd like to ask you. What would be a first, second, third, number 1, number 2, number 3? This should be my action.
Ma'am, first to ensure that this structure is isolated from other, so that others are not affected. Second is to ensure the proper way to recover, to bring them out of that.
आप अकेले करोगे rescue?
No, ma'am. My job will be to call the fire department and other engineering disaster.
Only fire department?
No, ma'am. Engineering disaster management team also.
Okay. And whom at the local level you would call?
I will ensure district magistrate will make him aware of the situation now. District magistrate.
And अगर आपको लग रहा है कि ये डेब्रिस को क्रेन से हटा रहे हैं तो आप क्या करोगे? क्रेन यूज कर रहे हैं और वो बड़े-बड़े जो ये होते हैं, आई एम फॉरगेटिंग द नेम, जैसे तो दे आर ट्राइंग टू रिमूव द डेब्रिस फ्रॉम दैट. वुड यू सजेस्ट दैट?
No, ma'am, I won't suggest that. It will lead to mutilation of the bodies if they are present there. So I will suggest that proper channel phase through the manually, so that the bodies which are, if casualties are there, they are not severed.
आप ये पता ही नहीं करोगे कि कितने वर्कर्स वहां काम कर रहे थे, उसके पहले ये सब चालू हो जाओगे?
No, ma'am, I will do that first.
हाँ, तो मैं यही तो आपसे पूछ रही हूँ कि आपके फर्स्ट, सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ स्टेप क्या होंगे? कितने लोग वहां काम कर रहे थे? एरिया को कॉर्डन ऑफ करना है, किसको बुलाना है? Who all would be in the rescue team? Would there be any proper management team or not? Right? आपको सोचना पड़ेगा बेटा, ऐसे नहीं. Situations are given to you so that we can see your responses, how your thinking process is going on, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sudhanshu, I end here. Jaspalji would take over.
Hello, Sudhanshu.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sudhanshu, you hail from Jammu.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me what are the different materials which can be used for construction of the structure in hilly areas?
Yes, sir. Sir, earlier stone masonry was used in construction of buildings in hilly areas, but as of now we can use frame structures comprising of concrete, steel, or we can use the load bearing structures like brick work in this valley, sir, in this area. Sir.
Okay, what about the binding material?
Sir, concrete can be used, sir. Also, lime mortar in which places which do not require strength aspect, and just charge for the aesthetic value.
Okay. Can you tell me the difference between lime and cement?
Yes, sir. Lime is made of calcium hydroxide, and concrete has a different composition of silica clay, and the iron oxide. There's alumina, and there's other elements, sir, which comprises and form concrete, sir.
I'm talking about cement.
Sorry, cement, sir. Actually, cement has a different composition, sir. It has clay, silica, alumina, iron oxide. So then is alkalis and other sulfur and other materials, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me something about box compounds?
Yes, sir. These are the compounds which are formed in the whenever cement is formed. There are four of these. This trialuminoferrate, tetraaluminoferrate, tricalcium silicate, and tricalcium silicate.
Trialuminoferrate is there, or tricalcium aluminate is there?
Tricalcium, sorry, sir, tricalcium.
Okay. Out of all these box compounds, whose percentage should be increased in order to develop corrosion resistance concrete?
Corrosion resistance concrete. Sir, I believe, sir, C3A, sir.
C3A. Why it is so?
Sir, because C3S and other are susceptible to corrosion because of sulfur attack, and C3A can resist that attack, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me something about seasoning of timber?
Yes, sir. The seasoning of timber is done to ensure that the sap content value is of minimum value of 10 to 12%, so that this timber can be used in the construction process. So we can do either by natural seasoning or by water boiling or other methods.
Which is the best method for seasoning available?
Sir, sir, I'm actually not able to recall the name. I actually know the process of that is we put in the chamber of in the heat chamber, sir.
This kiln seasoning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's termed as kiln seasoning.
Yes, sir, kiln seasoning. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you tell me some methods of preservation of timber to increase the resistance against fire?
Yes, sir. Sir, we can use the cerebrals process, which is lime and silicate, and we can also use borax and calcium disilicate. We can use that. And sir, I can only recall these much only.
Okay. Over to you, sir. Bhattacharya sir.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. Now, Sudhanshu, you'll be placed in the waiting room. We'll have internal discussion and bring you back for the feedback.
Okay.
Yasji, please place Sudhanshu in the waiting room.
Okay, sir, sure.
Sir, Sudhanshu is back.
Yeah, Sudhanshu, dikhai nahi de raha. Sudhanshu, are you back?
Yes, sir.
Can you? Yeah. So I can't. Yes. Sudhanshu, panel is quite happy with your performance. But how do you rate your performance today? Because you have already, I think this is the third attempt. You already know this thing. So how do you rate your performance today? Suppose you are one of us and you are required to assess your performance. You split yourself. You are in our shoes and you are to.
Yes.
How will you evaluate yourself?
Sir, I will I will say that my fluent and fluency is not that good in the way I give my answers, and also I should improve my technical ability as well as some questions, some abrupt answer ability, sir, like the eraser questions, sir. I should have answered better than that. And also the situation.
How will you evaluate? How much will you give you? Your total marks is 200. I mean, the interview marks.
Yes.
How will you yourself judge yourself? How much will you give yourself?
Sir, in the range of 100 to 110, I think, sir.
You are actually very impartial. I mean, I am very impressed with your ability to judge oneself. I mean, very few people do have this. You are correct. I mean, this is the committee, of course. Sorry, I'm the August pen also thinks that you are. Yes. Okay, assess yourself well. You have obviously you have got a very handsome, nice personality. You have to improve yourself, especially the technical subjects. Technical. You have to, because your 65 to 70 will be a technical question. This is a technical service, the highest technical service in the country, and there will be very detailed technical question on that, especially with region refers to your region. Other vulnerable, ecologically fragile regions, Northeast, perhaps somebody will ask, how will you all these various utilities projects, huge projects, all these things, just think through them, detail recent trends. They will ask about the recent trends, some recent technological upgradations, perhaps, to go through that. And anything backwards, forwards, you must know your subject very, very well. Your question is just, ma'am has asked that it may not be such, but your technical knowledge also sometimes it's not so sound. It should be far more sound than you are from expectation. People's expectation rises. You are from 90s are just after I, so obviously. So that is one. And secondly, about your region, you must know it very, very well. And the high rainfall areas, you must know what is the technology to be used. And little bit of Jammu Kashmir, because there will be some 25-30% questions will be on general knowledge, your assessment of the situation. Maybe the question we didn't ask, of course, is about the instability in that region. Jammu Kashmir is a very common instability. What do you think, and how as a citizen, what is your like that? Certainly some make. So those areas obviously you'll have a very balanced. This thing on that. Don't take it hard view, hardline view, these, that, but very balanced provision like that. And other regions, then suddenly they may divert to something like other internal security situation, like the LW affected districts, left-wing extremism. Then the other Northeast, there is some problem of the extremism and all that. So they may suddenly divert it to those because it's all connected with Jammu Kashmir. Jammu Kashmir is what disturbed region like that. AFF, ESA, Army, that special act is of course for Northeast, but it equally the role of Army, role of internal security services like that. And so all that will contest. These are will come only 25-30% questions. The rest of course is your technical. And any not only civil, they can suddenly ask you, you are an engineer, so they can ask anything, any engineering branch they can touch. Artificial intelligence, and it's not really civil. Use of artificial intelligence in your civil big projects. How do you manage the projects? What CPM? What Dr. Singh always asks. How will you manage a project? Huge projects, phase-wise project, how to manage. Then all the DPR, how to make a DPR, detailed project, the tendering process, all that thing. But a big project, a civil engineer should know all that. I mean, but otherwise you are on the right track. You do very well. There's nothing wrong with your personality. Very nice, pleasant, and you are from Jammu Kashmir, so people naturally have a sympathy. People, anybody from that area. So natural sympathy is with the body. But you have to justify that sympathy. Constantly improve yourself. Because you are capable of spreading much better than what you are assist yourself. Much better. Your body potential. So, you want to ask us anything?
Sir,
you want to ask?
Yes, sir. Sir, if I were to improve my fluency, in which respect should I improve, or should I switch to Hindi in between? So that
no, see, that you please don't do. Suppose you are more fluent in Hindi than in the beginning, you can say that, can I, sir, I will be. But I suppose your English is as good as Hindi. I mean, there is nothing wrong with your English. It is very good. I mean, there is nothing wrong.
Yes,
I mean, please don't put pressure on you that my English is not. Your English is reasonably good. I mean, it's maybe better than many people. So don't bother about your English. English is good. But what
yes,
you are perhaps because you are not sure about many subjects. So that's why you are little stumbling. So if you are good in your subject and the
yes,
general studies, etc., then the flow will be quite smooth. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, don't proceed. And but at the beginning, say, I want to speak in Hindi. Am I permitted like that? But in between, don't do that. I mean, it's not a good practice. So that's why. So, but there is nothing wrong with it. Your diction is good. Your the way you speak is good. The only thing you have to be more sound in your subject. Soundness is that gives you confidence, and confidence gives you fluency in the language. So that just practice a little bit of delivery. You can practice before a mirror. Just read something, some English newspaper slowly. You just assess yourself how smooth you have become fluency, or somebody, your friend or something, you can say, ask me some question. The friend can any question, then you give him reply and assess. You both will be able to assess yourself how fluent you have become. That is a little practice. But subject. You have to be more confident in this. You can do it only by practicing, by going again, go back to your textbooks and the recent trends. You know where to source your subject much better than many of us, All the best. We have the entire team, all of our honorable panel members, wish you all the very best. And we are sure that we will make it this year. There is no doubt. If you have done reasonably well, if you are written, you will be able to make it. I mean, you got much better in the than what you have done. You have also not bad, but you can do much better than what you have done.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Sudhanshu. You can leave yourself.
Thank you,
You
sir.
can leave now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.